beginning is a very delicate time.
Hey, welcome to Bastard Quest.
Thank you.
I'm the game bastard, Kyle,
I'm Todd.
I'm Corey.
I'm Austin.
How come you get to be the game bastard?
because I'm the bastardest most.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess we're dumb.
Well, yeah, we need names for the rest of us.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. You're baby bastard.
Okay.
I'm scary bastard.
I'm old bastard.
No, you're posh.
Yeah, I mean, that's a given.
Yeah, of course.
Todd's obviously the posh one.
Certainly not sporty.
Todd's definitely the one that's going to have sex with David Beckham.
What? I'm not sporty. I'm wearing sweats.
That's true.
That's accurate. Yeah.
When you reach your age, that's the only option, really.
I just give me everything. Give me everything with an elastic waist.
So what are we doing here?
So we have upcoming in Bastard Quest is Dune. 2D20 game from Modiphius. Obviously, it's about Frank Herbert's sci-fi setting, Dune, which if you're not familiar with, read a book. Go to your public library. Or watch the movie. Denis Villeneuve.
Yep.
Or the David Lynch.
Yep. Or the Sci-Fi Channel.
Yeah.
Is that
I'm
William?
beginning to low-key suspect that's Corey's favorite.
Is that
It's look, it's
William
not
Hurt?
bad. Yeah, he's bad in it, but like it's the closest to the book is the Sci-Fi Channel show. It's just very dated. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, it's what, 10 years old?
No, it was 2000. It came out like the same time that like episode 1 came out, except they didn't have
Really?
episode 1 money for their CG.
Yeah. They had sci-fi 1999 money.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, that's the game we're going to be playing. Basically, this is going to be a short episode. We're just going to kind of explain that upcoming campaign because it's a little bit involved.
Yeah, and we're planning on this being a long campaign. So far, we've done, the Green Knight was obviously just going to be 3 episodes, and then Star Wars is going to be kind of flavor of the week. But
yeah, we'll keep coming back to Star Wars.
Yeah.
in between other campaigns.
just fun little asides. But Dune, we're planning on being a long-term thing.
Yeah. So
It could suck, and we could say fuck it, but
that's true. If you don't know anything about Dune, here is the brief Cliff Notes version.
Fear is the mind killer.
Yeah. Dune takes place in the far future of humanity. I think it's 20,000 years in the future.
the book series starts in 10,191.
Right, but that is not our calendar.
That's right. You're right. It's let's not get in. It's 10,191 AG, which means after Guild, which is the
Yeah.
Guild of Navigators in Space Travel.
So it should suffice to say that it's far enough in the future that our modern era is a distant historical footnote.
Yeah.
So you're not going to have space Americans and space Russians. Nobody cares about that anymore. And they have in the future they have disdained their word thinking machines. It's any machine that can emulate a human mind. So
Right.
while it is a interstellar civilization, everybody's not carrying around a computer in their pocket.
No, you would if you were living in this civilization and wanted to listen to this podcast, you would have to have like a Mentat or like a human computer broadcast it for you,
Yeah,
or
they
just
would
read
dictate
the
it.
transcript.
Yeah.
And it would suck because
Yeah.
Mentats aren't good at doing wacky voices.
No, they're not.
So, but speaking of Mentat, for example, a Mentat is a human that can do hyper calculations in their head. One of the caveats of the Dune setting is that they have replaced a lot of high technology by breeding humans to do things.
Yeah. And a
to
lot of the
replace
times they
those.
do that with the spice.
Right, the spice melange. Frank Herbert's Dune was written in 1968.
I think you're right. Yeah.
Yep.
And that's AD.
Yeah. The focus of the book is on the planet Dune, Arrakis, where this substance called the spice melange is harvested. It is a magic. It's not literally magic, but it does all this super science stuff that you can use it to extend human life.
Yeah.
You can use it to see the future.
It's vital to space travel.
It is vital to space travel.
Yeah. If it was magic, if Frank Herbert were into magic, he would also be anti-trans.
Yes.
Because that's what magic writers do, apparently.
J.K. Rowling reference. So one of the key conceits of Dune 2 is that all the known worlds are part of the Empire.
Imperium.
Imperium, yeah, part of the Imperium, ruled by an emperor. And there's the great houses of the Landsraad, which is a kind of parliament, I suppose.
Yeah, it's the noble houses, yeah.
Yeah. So our campaign is going to be from one of the perspective of one of these noble houses.
Yeah.
That is not in the books, that we just made up.
A nascent house, as I believe the term was.
Yeah.
Yeah, the cool thing about this game, and this is a new Dune game. I think there's been other ones, right, Carl?
Yeah, it just came out last year, I think.
And the cool thing is, and we recorded it, and it's going to go in the Patreon. But we went in and created all this: the house, the planet, its geography and climate, all that stuff we created, down to the flag and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So the game will start on the planet
Merch.
the planet Jormagon, which is one of the planets of the known worlds. It's part of the Imperium. And in the recent past, 40 years before, House Vent gained control of Jormagon. House Vent is the house in which our players will have their characters.
And yes, and we are the beer planet.
Yeah.
We supply the Imperium with beer.
Yeah, we grow hops and all kinds of things.
Yeah, the noble houses are all, and it's getting a little complicated, are all part of this corporation called CHOAM, which monopolizes everything. And a noble house might have one or two, maybe three monopolies
Right.
on substances, goods, services.
Yeah,
and
think about like Disney.
yes.
It's like that.
And House Vent has gained control of hop production specifically, and since they produce the majority of hops on their planet, that gives them de facto control of beer, which is exported across the known worlds via the Spacing Guild, but we won't worry about that too much.
Chom Nomsky.
Yeah, now
Is that a thing?
that is now. So now,
I liked that joke.
so the characters all play nobles in House Vent. They're not brewmasters.
No.
These people are just the rich people in charge of the planet, right?
Brewmasters are revered, but they're not nobles.
No, they don't. They don't matter. They're not real people.
Yeah.
Like So yeah, this is all about politics, interpersonal relationships among the elite, and violence.
And playing out in a very narrative-driven system.
Yes. Yeah. So speaking of the rules, this is not a hyper complicated system, but it's not the simplest system. It's much more complicated than, say, the Green Knight. The core of the system is that if you're going to do anything, you roll two 20-sided dice. Essentially, you're trying to roll low. So a 1 in this system is better than a 20, which is an automatic failure. And so a character will have various aspects like duty, justice, faith, or what have you, and then they'll have skills like discipline or understand.
Yeah, these are like, think like strength,
Yeah.
intelligence.
Similar to Dungeons and Dragons, but more Dune-y.
Yeah.
More Dune-ish.
And it's a super interesting and cool kind of way to perform actions and stuff in a role-playing game. You've got the skills necessary to perform an action, but you as a player get to kind of pick one of your drives, which are the duty, justice. Those are the things Kyle was talking about. And in choosing one of those drives, you kind of get a say in how easy or difficult that action might be.
Yeah, so let's say that Todd's character was fighting an assassin, right? He's defending the house, so he's going to use his duty because that's his job. And then it's a fight, so he uses battle. But maybe Austin's character is running away from an assassin. Maybe that is like power, preserve his own power by not dying.
Sure.
And move, which is, moving, jumping, running, that sort of thing. There's also talents and traits, which traits define a character. If like somebody is immoral, they might have the immoral trait. Talents allow a character to essentially bend the rules, which we'll get into those as they become relevant in play.
And instead of several different sections for, equipment, wardrobe, stuff like that,
Sure.
our characters just have assets.
Yeah,
Which might not even be something as tangible as like something you keep in a backpack.
right. Like an asset could be a sword, which I'm sure Todd's character has a sword.
I do.
And Corey's character has blackmail.
Yeah, I have things like that, and I have a communicator and stuff like that.
Right. So let's talk about who you guys are playing.
Yep.
Austin?
So my character's name is Maxim Vito, who is the spy master of House Vent. A bit older, but not elderly. He does walk with a cane. He's a bit impetuous and cunning. He's a second cousin in the Vent family. And his primary ambition is just stockpiling knowledge and intelligence as a means of gaining power.
Okay, Corey?
My guy's name is Abner Vent. He is a member of the Vent family, hence the last name. He is the marshal of House Vent, which means he runs like the police, the secret police, kind of. He's the nephew of the Lord of House Vent, whose name is Lord Vent. He's very ambitious. He's not like a fighter or anything. He has other people do stuff. He has a group. He's got his secret police, but he's got a group that he calls the bunch, which is kind of people he's got, he's got some shit on, and he can kind of use to his advantage. Like, if he needs somebody down at the space gas station, maybe he wants a free tank of gas. He's like, you remember that time?
It's like Nixon's plumbers.
Right.
I was going to say Varys's Little Birds.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Except these guys are cops and can just beat the crap out of you.
Right.
Well, he's got blackmail material on a lot of people. I'll
Sure.
put it that way. He does have the aforementioned coded communicator, and I think that's really about it.
Tad?
My character's name is Gary Wyoming. He is the sword master of House Vent.
And if you think Gary Wyoming sounds ridiculous, then you have never, you know nothing about Dune, because it's actually fine.
Yeah, it is. Let's see. I'm deadly and respected. I have a sword which is named Schlitz because beer planet. And I have my own Wu-Tang guard who helps me protect the house and its inhabitants. My ambition basically is to just fuck shit up, protecting those that I'm sworn to protect.
Yeah. Gary Wyoming is a swordmaster of Ganaz. They are essentially the elite bodyguards of the galaxy that come from, I guess, the planet Ganaz.
I think that's right.
They're trained to be hyper loyal and deadly swordsmen. In Dune, if you've seen the movie or read the book, Duncan Idaho is the swordmaster of Ganaz.
Yeah.
So the premise of Arc 1 of the Dune game that we're playing is that the Green Duke, Leopold Silas Vent, who is the head of House Vent, is on his deathbed. And he has not named an official successor. And he doesn't have a direct heir. He has no immediate children. His siblings are all dead. And so it's among the nieces and nephews now. And unfortunately, the Green Duke is generally comatose. And so you can't just go ask him, hey, who's going to be next, Uncle Leopold? So there's going to be some jockeying for position at the Feast of the First Call. So one of with Dune, there's always some sort of climactic element to the story, or there should be.
Yeah, I think when we were setting up, I think the little book said we had to have some kind of like bad thing on the planet, right?
No, I did that.
Oh, you did that?
Yeah.
God, good job.
Yeah. So the planet Jormagon, they grow hops on there, and they use weather control satellites to maximize the efficiency throughout all the growing regions. And this is a really good thing, except for the fact that there's some side effects. And one of the side effects is the float, which is this continent-sized storm that slowly circles the planet. And when the float is over the local region, everything shuts down. There's localized flooding, so you can't drive anywhere. The winds at high altitude are extremely strong, so there's no flying, or it's advised against it. The seas and rivers are rough, so basically, when the float is over the local region, that is the festival period. So the float lasts about a month, and so when it's coming to the capital, obviously all the characters are going to be in the palace. And that's when our struggle for succession begins.
Yeah, I mean, we're used to this. We know it's a thing, so people are prepared. So we have the feasts and all that stuff.
Yeah, it's the like if you're familiar with like Chinese New Year when essentially they shut down. China shuts down for a couple weeks.
Right.
Like everybody goes to their homes.
Yeah.
They go see family. There's lots of eating. It's essentially whenever the float comes to your part of Jormagon, that's your festival period.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of picture like the great red spot on Jupiter. It's just a constant storm, but in this case, it's circling the planet.
Yeah. Now it's not like hyper violent. Like it's,
Right.
it's like buildings aren't like smashed.
Now,
You just don't want to be going outside.
Yeah.
Yeah. The buildings are fine. We're in the future.
we do need to mention, because I'm sure it's mainly Americans listening to this show, and
Yeah.
to some of them, the idea of shutting down for our own personal safety is probably very difficult for them to imagine.
Yeah.
But in fantasy Spaceland, when there's like bad things that could kill a bunch of people, you shut things down for a little while.
Yeah, these governments care about their people. It's
Yeah.
fucked up.
Yeah, I mean, this is a dystopia, but it's not that dystopia.
Right.
This is the subtitle of the game. Like Dune, a reasonable world.
I mean, Gidi Prime never shuts down.
Well,
That's Space America.
yeah.
So those are the characters. That is House Vent. House Vent, to put it in perspective, House Vent is very, very small scale compared to the great houses of Atreides and Harkonnen.
Yeah.
If you're familiar with Dune.
Just starting out, but rising.
Right.
And
And,
a bit Machiavellian.
Yeah.
House Vent is known as kind of the affable house, the approachable, the sociable.
Yeah.
Might be a little subterfuge.
Yeah.
There were questionable methods used in first taking control of this industry. And
you mean the part where the Green Duke poisoned all the other clan leaders
yeah, that's exactly what I mean.
and killed them? And,
I've not heard one bit of proof yet.
Yeah, and there's also it's not a hot like my character is the marshal, the chief of the police, and all that. There's not much crime.
No.
Picture Todd, you're old. Who was the drunk on Andy Griffith?
Oh, Otis.
Yeah, they just kind of left a key for him if he needed to sleep in jail.
Sure.
It's kind of like that.
I'm sorry.
Everybody's drinking beer. I mean, it's chill.
Yeah, somebody might get a little out of control, and
Yeah.
it's like, go sleep it off, buddy.
Right. So, yeah, without getting too far into the weeds, the Green Duke used mass murder to take control of the planet, and his house has ruled ever since. But now he is dying.
Yeah.
Now things are happy.
Oh, we should also mention as part of the rules here what these little magic discs we have.
There are two forms of meta mechanic currency in the game. There is momentum and threat. So momentum is a currency that the players can earn, and they can spend it to get more D20s to roll, to ask the GM certain questions about the events.
Yeah, they've got a lot of purposes. We can kind of get imaginative with those things, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, yeah. And so it is this it's this ebb and flow. And then I can get threat, which allows me to do bad things to the players.
Which he'll do.
Yes. That is the plan.
That's why he's the game bastard.
Yeah, he's not nice. Yeah, and if none of this makes sense to you, do not worry. I've played this game like 5 times and I still don't get it.
But we're doing great so far.
Yeah.
Nobody's died yet except Austin. No. Austin hasn't died in Dune yet. I'm really disappointed.
We'll get him.
Well, we're only just now starting the main storyline.
I mean, I got a sword.
Yeah.
Sure. No, Todd,
well-
kill Austin.
Well,
Okay.
like this whole thing, like we said, we created all this. Kyle's obviously molding the story, but we created our characters, obviously, and the planet and all that together. We have already played, and these are going to go in the Patreon, but we played some like pre-made adventures that are going to go in the Patreon. So be on the lookout for those. Were fun. That was us learning to play the game.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
As well as the session 0 that Corey was talking about earlier.
Yeah, which is just us talking and coming up with this shit.
And if you say to yourself, wow, I think Dune sounds cool, then you can check out Dune 2D20 system by Modifius. Just Google Dune RPG and you'll find it.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool game so far. So coming soon.
All right.
Dune.
Thanks for listening. I'm
Coming Dune.
What?
What?
Todd?
Sorry.
Damn it.
It rhymes with soon. I'm sorry.
No, I get it. I see where you're going.
I would know.
There was just a cliff at the end.
So that's what's coming up.
Yeah.
Thank you, Austin.
Yeah. So yeah, that's next.
All right.
But yeah, that's the next episode. Follow us on Twitter at Bastards Podcast, the Instagram, the Facebook, and our Patreon, which is patreon.com/BastardQuest. And like I said, there's going to be a lot of Dune stuff going on there. So
Yeah, if you have questions, you can ask on any of those, Twitter or Facebook, any of those social media sites.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, reach out. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah.
And as you listen, if you want to make fan art of what our characters look like, feel free.
We're not going to pay you for it, but
We'll give you a shout out.
But if you make fan art, I own it.
Yeah, it's an NFT.
If you want an NFT or a Dune game,
Yes.
just go to onlykyle.com.
yeah.
NFT or RPG. Bastard Quest.
But yeah, thanks for listening. We'll see you very soon with the Dune.
I'm Kyle.
I'm Todd.
I'm Corey.
I'm Austin.